Okay, I'm back. So I don't know what we get into conversations, and oh my gosh. So we get into these conversations, uh, and people just do the weirdest thing. Anyways, it's a conversation that needs to be had. We're just having a conversation, but I like the form. I still like the format, but yeah. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So people gotta come in now. Yeah. Uh, so as a psychic, people from interacting from people from all over the world. I love their everybody's spiritual path. That's so true. I do love and care about everybody's spiritual path. Me being a psychic doesn't have anything to do with religion, and everybody always gets something out of it. Connecting with me, regardless of where they're from in the world, the different places that they come from. I love the educational factors that go into um, having predictions and making predictions and things like that. So I'm definitely continuing that part of the journey. Yeah, I'm continuing that journey. Let's see, hold on. Uh, is, no. I guess I don't need that. Absolutely. So I'm gonna give people a chance. They usually find They usually come in and find me from time to time. I'm trying to hang out with them. hmm I don't know if I should. Well, I could go live. I think I can go live directly from YouTube. But I like. Oh, and then do the show part because this could be the show. It could be. I don't know. My bad. It just I didn't do it. It just it clicked us off. So um, I hadn't got any responses where it's saying, reason why. Just sometimes it does that. You guys, how are you? How am I? Two thumbs up. Working. I am working and trying to stay focused, be a part of my space here. Okay, it's your birthday. Can you give a big shout out? Well, happy birthday, Tara Lee. Happy birthday to you. Did you know that you're under the constellation of Libra? Until the now, if you've been practicing celebrating your sign as Scorpio, please continue. But it's okay. But yeah, we're under the constellation of Libra. There are morning here one night. It's morning. Yeah, it's midday here. It's middle of the day. Share online. Here our night. It says night over there. Oh, I see. I see. Wow. I would love to visit. You're from India. I would love to visit India. I want to, of course, I would want to visit the shrine, especially the shrines that are dedicated to Krishna. I have Krishna right there. There's Krishna. Yeah. What are a psychic? I'm a psychic and lover of many spiritual paths. And I work with, because I work, my clients are from all over the world and from all different religions. And me being a psychic doesn't have anything to do with religious preference. Um, it's a spiritual space and everyone is welcome. Yeah. So even if you're just a philosopher, you're not really a believer, that's fine. If you're Gnostic, that's fine. If you're an atheist, that's fine. If you're a skeptic, that's fine. If you are Hindu, that's fine. If you're Christian, that's fine. If you're Jewish, that's fine, etc. If you're a scientist of the mind, that's fine. What do you need to know? Why are you in touch with a psychic? There's a reason why you want to hang out with a psychic. And I can at least do the psychic bit, and then you can do the Buddhism bit, you can do the rosary, you can do all that. I'll do my part, you do your part. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, these are so comfortable. Oh my gosh. I love this brand. I love this brand. You big lover and yeah. Yeah. I read the Bhagavad Gita. Yep. Yep. He's there. Yeah, he's there. Um I love yeah, I love a lot of spiritual, connections, and I like where everybody come in and feel good. Everybody can come in and join, and everybody is welcome. And I'm like, somebody need to, scoot over just a little bit and let you in, let me know. I will like say, hey, look, we respect your Christian, but like there's a Muslim behind you, let them in, please. We want to talk to them too. We want to talk to you too, Christians, but we also want to talk to the one who is Muslim. We also want to talk to the one who is a spiritualist. Yes, yes. So cold here. Oh, really? Oh, well, hi, Muslim. Hello. Mata Rani. Oh, well, blessings. Yes, blessings. I have so many clients from the kingdoms of the world. From is it AUE? From yep, from like Dubai, yes, and oh my gosh, even the Muslim kingdoms, like they're working with everybody in the world right now. So, and I'm just having a time of my life, just like hearing the stories. Yeah, lots of wonderful, interesting people. Um, like an epicenter, like different uh, countries, connecting and coming together. It's a totally different take, because it's like, oh yes, New York. Everybody come to New York. Like everybody goes to Dubai too. They go to other places. Yes, and it's not just Americans. So, and I just love that. Like, oh, something new, something new. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. I like the good energy. I like to feel good. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Your kind words. Kind words. Kind words. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I hope you gain a lot of insights. I'm working on building a spiritual space. I'm trying to create a space where I can help anybody who comes along. But I know that there should be a focus. So I am looking forward to creating a membership place. I'm trying to get to that, to help with, because I want to help people without it being like, oh yes, they have to live in the same country, or they have to, or they have to, do jump through hurdles. Hurdles. No, I'm working on it. I think that this channel can do a lot for people. Yeah, I have very. He says, "You can come in." Yay! I got the invitation. Woo! I'm coming. I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna work really hard so that I can come there, and I want to visit some temples. Yes, I know. I already know why I want to come. I want to visit temples. I want, especially temples. I want to hear the story of Krishna. Uh huh. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. this is very comfortable. It's I like clothes. I like quality clothes. Like there's clothes you can get like for like $20, $25, and it's comfortable, and it lasts forever. You could spend so much money, and the fabric like is breaking out, popping off the seams, or maybe like I have washed clothing and forget wash in cold water, and it's forever ruined. It is like, what's the point? Like get something nice that can survive the weather. That's the type of clothes I like. I like, yeah, thick clothes. You dash me with water, that's fine, no problem. It'll dry. Yeah, these days I'm for the quality, but I like how certain clothes look. So I will only get it because I think it looks cool. So I'll buy it because it looks cool, but you can only wear it once. You wear it one time and that shirt is ruined forever. Or the pants just, like the seams are, you can see the seams. And I was like, I just got those. Yeah, this is quality stuff. Is oh Kamish Kamaski. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, I love the. I bet India is wonderful, because I'm always like wondering, like going back in time and seeing the big temples, and to hear the story told the correct way. I read a lot, but I want to hear it from the gurus, the stories. I want to visit. Okay, I got to put my mind how to figure that out, how to make that work. I think I'd bring a lot of good energy too, by the way. I think I'd bring spirit there as well, and it would be amazing. And we'd all get the chance to talk to some big personalities over there. Yep. I hope so. We'll have to keep blessing until it happens. We'll manifest. We'll bring it into reality. If I know, my life changed when I read the entire Bhagavad Gita. When I read from the first to the last, it's 18 chapters. I read it. My life, every time I read it now, my life gets much more clear. Yeah, great love. Yeah, making me laugh. Good. I'm so happy that you're in your good laughter. Function must. Okay. Oh, the Bhangra dance. Oh wow, you like to dance so much. Okay, I like to see. I like to see. I like the cultural dance. Got you. Find a live stream later. Yeah, come in anytime. If whenever I'm live, I try to go live at least once in the morning. I try. Right now it's afternoon. I don't know when is the best time. You guys will let me know. Like when's the best time to go live. I will try my best. You have. Uh, See, why did you come here to have? I mean, what if I make it worse? It's so funny. I tend to attract, your group. I don't know why, but I do. I shouldn't say that because I think that's bad these days to say. It wouldn't have been as bad like 20 years ago. I could get away with that. But now they don't want me to say that out loud. So I better not say that. Back Bagita. Yeah, Back Bagita. Woo! Back Bagita. Yeah, you gotta go sleep now. Good night. Many dreams. Hope you dream far. Hope you dream good dreams, good travel. Yes. Ah, you gotta go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep ever. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna stay up. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not giving up. My Americans, none of them are not going anywhere. They're standing right here. Even Americans that just want to be left alone. You're not going to leave. I'm going to give you every reason not to go, like, move to abroad. You're going to stay right here. We're your family. You don't, a lot of us, we get sick and tired of looking at the same family members, or we like, look, I don't like that side of the family. That's okay, but you still know we're here. We're still here. Yeah, he says, yeah, at least at least you admit it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I just can't leave. I can't. Okay, I can't leave any group alone. I'm bad. Like, I want to know all the Indian people. I want to know all the African people. I want to know all the European people. I want, like, if you tell me what you are, I'm gonna be like looking it up later. I'll be like Googling it. Okay, where you come from? Where do you hail? Which island? Okay. Oh, okay. You originated from. Okay. What is your religion and what your spiritual beliefs? Do you have any Bibles? Yeah, I just like people. You know what? I grew up actually. Okay, so um, a lot of this information, believe it or not, I learned it in the Bible Belt. So your it's my Bible Belt too, but your Bible Belt is where I learned this. And you all did try to warn me. You said, hey, like when I was older. Well, first of all, you guys didn't tell me anything negative about this until like I was like 18. And then I remember it's still as clear as this day. It was 18, I had set up a booth and somebody came over there and they had that bland book, the Bible, and it didn't look right. But I was like, I'd seen it because my grandparents, that they're First Baptist. And I read for the preacher because people would always said, "Are you sure? Does this come from the good side or are you the dark side?" And I said, I think I'm helping people. So if I'm helping people, isn't that good? So I always would say, but they would never say, okay. They would always just stress, well, just make sure that you connect with the universe about it, and and in other words, pray about it, and make is it good, because good, you want to be for the light, you don't want to be on the bad side, So I was like, well, I still have a lot to learn, but I haven't seen anything, in the teaching realm that this is not good. I have not seen anything that just stuck out with, and against my moral principles. I haven't found it yet. I'm looking, and not the Bible itself. What scriptures did they show me? Deuteronomy scriptures about, particularly the scriptures about no sorcerers, no psychics, etc. But I said, if I'm not supposed to do it, then why is it so easy for me to do? It's so natural for me to do it. And no one taught me how to do it. It didn't require my blood. It did not require me to harm someone or to steal. It did not even require things because I could see things without these. These came later. These came later. This didn't come. I don't mean to ignore. Let me read a little bit. Yeah, these things came later. The gift came first. So my people were already asking me if my gift was good or bad from God or the devil. And I didn't even have these yet. Or playing cards. I also read playing cards. but I didn't have any tools. I could just see. And so it was so apparent that they literally asked me at a very young age. I remember I was in the kitchen and I was five-ish, six. I remember being asked that question at 4. Then I was asked again at 6 and 7. Is they like, okay, do you know what this is? Is it good? Is it of God or is it of the devil? Because I don't. Because they said, well, I remember the words. Your grandparents. We don't do the devil. I remember. So then these came much later, but the books and information that I read regarding these do not give me any moral, like, I don't feel convicted. There's no conviction there because I don't sense the darkness that people say happens when you start to read these. So anyway, I grew up all throughout the Bible Belt, and I grew up with people around you. That's all. That whole point was that just to say, I grew up with a lot of people who think like you do, but at the time they were like, we we were all we had. If you wanted friends, we were it. So I had to accept, and they had to accept, as I am, and they were okay with that. But they didn't sugarcoat it. They said, "I don't know if I want any more than what, but you're okay." And I know I shouldn't. They don't want me saying that out loud today, but that was a real experience, and I know it's a different time, a different era, but yeah. It says, "What about us white?" That's what I'm saying. I'm talking. Oh yeah, I've been talking all this time. USA. It says, "I am. You're good looking. Okay, get away with." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's your stereotype. That's a stereotype that we see in you. Taoism. Yeah, Taoism is near Boston Tech. Oh, okay. South is poor. Yeah, I'm from Midwest South. You like rural neighborhood. Houses, neighbors. Yeah, you guys got different, like, okay, what electronics were out then? You guys like knew of the internet. I didn't even know the internet. I didn't even know what the internet was until I got to college. So there you go. And then like the gaming systems you would all have first, and then I would finally get the gaming system, like all of the, what do you call it, all of the Segas, the Nintendos, the Super Nintendos. That's right, and then all of the electronics. Yeah, in the particular, like, Universal game, which would be, or for Sega, the Golden Axe, right, and then all the Mortal Kombat's, all the Street Fighters. So you get it. So yeah, I mean, we were happy though. We were happy with the what we knew, but do we ever know that, wow, cell phones were on their way? Did I know that I was gonna? Okay, when you said computer, I thought you meant like the high school, like, big Apple computer. I knew that we excelled from IBM to Apple, but I didn't like a flat screen. Who? What? Of Did she put the first time? Of me brushing up in technology was in high school. She took us to the lab, or like I thought we was going to the library when they said lab. She dims the light. I was sitting right up front, and I thought, okay, she's gonna. I did feel that, okay, we're gonna lower the projector. She electronically, no problem, I can handle that. She lowers down the projector, and then on the screen was the search page for Google. That's my introduction. I feel like I was in top security, but it was just a regular school classroom. Or what was the other one? Of course, like the colleges, their technology is like 2 years in advance, and I've seen things levitate. Well, gravitation, levitation. I've seen like all types of technology that isn't even necessary, but it works. That's the amazing thing. They work and they exist. Touch screen, TVs. First time that was in college, you could touch your screen, TV, and find out pinpoint exactly where you are. Like this would be useful, in various places all over town. You're like, nah, they'll just tear it up. You'll be standing in beer. Nah, they don't need that there. Out. The other one, oh, my favorite. It's a air conditioner. Like it's air heat conditioning, but it's voice activated. Like you control it by your voice. That piece of technology, what really blew my mind. I'm like, wow, there's things that you won't like. It would be like, you might see it in the mall, like mall, airport, generally, on campuses. But it's like this was just before the I had found books on Y2K. I was like, Y2K was too much to believe in. That was like too far fetched. Even I knew that wasn't going to happen. And you didn't need to be a psychic to know, like, no, no, this is not going to happen. If anything happened, it'll just be like they keep messing up, what do you call it? They're trying to build towers so that you can have Wi-Fi. But I wouldn't have known to call it a Wi-Fi, and they keep messing it up, and it keeps. But nothing like it. The book talks about like a full-on blackout. I was like, nah. And it was like, yeah. Did you realize it only takes 5 minutes for the world to go in disarray? I'm like, nah. I'm like, I've lived out in the country. It was real dark. We couldn't wait for it to get dark. And we were pretty calm. And we were like, we were kids then. So I'm like, yeah, that's too far fetched. My grandma was, oh, Gypsy, yeah, murder, saw cars, attracted. Oh, wow. She would be famous. She would be celebrated today. She'd be my guru. See, I grew up. That's how I just came into this world. Is women like your grandma, who had real lives, who had children, had were married, had actual jobs in the world. They even served. A few of them, my mentors served even on the council. Like they were councilmen and women. They also worked they were professors at a major university. So yeah, like top, percentile type universities at that. So like the best of the best, and they just happened to also, you said, be gypsy, which we don't say gypsy in our we don't use gypsy anymore. Isn't that sad? Because they made that into a derogatory. Yeah. Oh, sadly, we do have discrimination on this side. If it's applied to be gypsy, then it can apply to anybody. So I'm not saying I'm exempt, but they casually speak about this. The owners of a company that I was working with, it was a premier company too, and he invited us out to eat. And I'll never forget it. It was at in Beverly Hills, horrible food. But I liked the Frenchman who pulled out the chair and set everything up. But I didn't eat all of the fettuccine, and which was the same fettuccine I could have sworn it was like $5.99. No, this one was like $50, but he was paying, and I would have paid it, but he was like, no, he's like big wig, but the language he used, and he was like, well, they always keep saying, yeah, gypsies, they have like, there's families. They're very obsessed with gypsy culture. And like, there are like, what do you call it? There are like factions or tribes, right? That they go by last names. And like, there's like four different like big ones, and they meet and party and live their lives. And the one thing that he said, oh yeah, they scam, and they end up owing a lot of money, and because and to the government, or they always like use each other's social security number, like treating them, like speaking of them like they're like second class citizens, basically. That they don't read or don't do math well, and they have to like read the contracts to them, and they have to do math, work out math equations so that they can get, why is their paycheck lower than last? But they said, but there's one thing about them. They really know how to sell their craft. I mean, just how blatant discrimination. But because, well, I don't know why it was like they would like get away with it like outwardly. I'm like, gosh, what did they say about me when I'm not around? The worst I found out. The worst they go worse on me. I found out. But I can't say, oh, am my situation more special? No, because I seen how they cut them loose as they had, you know, cut me loose on. It was December 2019. Yeah, 2 weeks, well, 6 days to Christmas, by the way. And that was our blizzard year because where I'm at, it's like, you already know, north snow. Near Canada, cold, right? It's beautiful today though. And then 2 weeks we entered pandemic. So I believe I say universe knew what universe was doing. Universe took me away from them and put me where I can help. Where I can really help people and get good reward from it. So yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, that's on our side. So yeah, we do. Even though we're in a spiritual space, we still experience the some of the world. Yeah, things that you, sadly, regrettably, that can happen in any workplace, in any industry. Yeah. And are you, holy Jesus, am I dead? No, I think you're very much alive. I was going to send you a money gift, but I think I just started, so I'll wait. Yeah, I just started. I'm working on it though, and I don't have the Cash App yet, but I could really use it, absolutely, because that would be a great blessing. But I'm working so hard to get to memberships and gifts where you guys can be a blessing. I can be a blessing to you. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to navigate providing my services. So I I have a problem. I've never had to ask. All I had to do was demonstrate my abilities. So I've never had to ask for anything. So I'm not accustomed to asking, and I'm used to being in a place where I could actually refuse, any type of help. So yeah, I tend to say, well, let me figure it out. Let me at least try to figure it out on my own. And then, so I'm not likely to say, like, here's my PayPal every live. Like, I might like show it. I'm more likely to say, if you would like to be in queue for my next reading or a members only live, I come from the world where I grew up in the entertainment industry. That was one of my first career jobs in school. And I remember that we had to sell people tickets to come to the show. So I'm more likely to do something like that. Like, I'm like, well, here's membership, live, members only. And there's like a ticket and you get to come in, and then I provide my services. Or like somebody finds out where I'm providing readings, and then they have a reading that way. Or they email. You can always email and say, look, I need to set up a time. We need to talk. And I had to figure out a time slot where I can make sure that I actually read for you. So yeah, that's the way that it works. My clients are always saying, like especially if they land a big contract, they're like, okay, like what do I do now? I'm like, well, you take the job. They're worried about me. I'm like, take the job, and take the job and be prosperous. That's what you do. Yeah, yeah. You're here in Boston. Nice to hear you. You're in Boston. Hope it's safe over there. I have not visited Boston. Yeah, I was had to think about that. What was it? Oh no, I was in Seattle, and I had gone to. I had gone to was a bit of was it a red carpet event? Well, it was for a red carpet event, and we had a great time. But it wasn't our red carpet event. We were just like, you could, you could walk the red carpet, and but you paid, to see. Basically, it was a film festival. It was a film festival, and I had a friend, and he's very interested in the film industry, and I said, hey, let's get together, and I'll take you out. We'll put together a thing, and so we went. He and I we went to a film festival, met wonderful people, ladies, and then we sat together. All four of us sat together, and we watched a movie. It was nice, and we had did I don't think I drank. Oh no, no, I did have a drink. I didn't drink. Oh my gosh. But anyway, we ended up going to. Okay, so Seattle are very, they're very smart, and they say that the comedians, like the really great comedians, are highly intellectual. And so a lot of comedians or people who want to go into comedy come from out of Seattle and they make their way to California. But they have like the kind of comedians that these are like they're like really big into stand-up comedy. So we went to a comedy club and we got there and this gentleman, now it was just my friend and I, but this gentleman, it was a stranger. We were good, right? We were already buying drinks, and of course they were robbing us blind. They were like $20 tip on a $6 drink. It's like, and you see his little bunny hopping around, with some ears, and I'm like, you just charged me $15, like a $20 tip. Well, like it's cool, I got it, no problem, I got it. Like you only gonna cheat me once. You only do that to me one time. So anyway, but guess what? They're a stranger. It was a man, and he was white. Okay, he reminds me. I got a type, and so I know he's Midwest in his heart, and he said, "I got your drink all night," and I said, "My friend." So basically, I was buying drinks for my friend who can't do too much. He do a beer, that's it, and that's it. He's done. So basically, like once I was in there, I was good, and he's like, I got your drink all night, all night. He's like, no, put your card away, put it away, but that's happened a lot of times a few times in California. Like somebody always white, Midwestern type, always like, I got your drink. I show up at a bar like, I got your drink. What? Like, I'm good. It's like, no. Yeah, but his back this way. Drinks. So I just knock him back, So, but having a good time, safe, good time. And this comedian, black fella, he said, didn't anybody tell you there's no such thing as a free drink? Yeah, it was just the timing of that was just funny when I think about why did he say that. But yeah, Seattle. I gotta visit Boston. Now, only I've heard good things, culture, food, especially food, Boston. I always eat all your pizzas, like the Boston style pizza. I think but that's still not Boston. I think you really got to go to Boston. So I'm at to like, I don't know if I can manifest it, but I'd like to visit. I gotta just think about it. Entertainment, business, good, Hollywood or bust. Entertainment is business. Hollywood is a bust. Hollywood is not good. At least when like I had to go through there to get my contract with a major psychic company, and I visited a studio, film studio. No, excuse me, a studio, a video. Well, it was like a film, yeah, a film studio, and owned by a billionaire. It was in Beverly Hills. And there I met a comedian, and the comedian told me, he says, because I was there to do readings on, because I became friend to the studio. And 'cause I was accurate, and I was also reading for the billionaire, and told him all kinds of wonderful things about technology. That technology is out to this day. Um, yep. So, anyways, the comedian told me, he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, this, but uh, the particular psychic company, they advertise a lot over the radio. And he said, yeah, 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 they have like tiers, because he had heard it so much about them that they had like tiers, and you could earn more money. And because there was a, like, you could, if you do really well, you got promotions and things. So I said, okay. He said, yeah, yeah, you should try out for them, test with them. I said, okay. So, and the funny thing is, I had already thought about this before I even met him. And then he just happened out of nowhere. It's like, that's my sign. So I tested with them. I did get it. I don't know if he called ahead, but I got it. I got the job, secured the contract, and but they were turned. That when it gets Hollywood. Okay, so that was the entertainment good. The Hollywood dark, that is real, happened. I mean, okay, so I did become successful. I had taken for one example, I took myself out to travel, and I noticed that when I would travel, they would go real dark, like handler dark. And like, where are you? And it's like, wait, but the contract says that I can work remotely. So I'm like living my life. I'm going out. I'm still answering calls. Cause I can work remote, no problem, right? Mm-mm. They were like, and the thing is, it was this time around was my birthday, and so I thought that they were like, "Oh, you're like," the tone was, "Oh, you're traveling for your birthday." A whole year later, after I had our contracts were broken, they stopped sending me card gifts and things each month for psychic appreciation. I read the email again, and it was not anything like, "Oh, it's good. I'm so happy you made it safe, and let's let us know. Thank you for letting us know. We just like to know, who's connecting to the system. No problem. Okay, as long as we know it's you and that you're connecting the right way, that's fine." No, that wasn't. They were mocking me. I read it out loud on live too. That was what really was it. Where the shock is that I was like, well, somehow I got pulled into that dark conversation. I said, well, let me, because I was like, let me read this out loud. And I started reading it. I was like, oh my gosh, this person was mocking me. It's like when the mocking was like this. Yeah, I traveled to London, for my birthday. Literally it said, so you took yourself out there to London. Oh, it's your birthday, right? It was like mocking tone, and I didn't even realize that, because in my head I couldn't even, like, that's so evil. Like, of course you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm so happy are you enjoying yourself?" No, it was like mocking and basically repeating everything that I was saying to them. I thought there was "Oh, that's nice." No, it was, "So you gonna do this?" Like, I was like, "Whoa." Like, where did this energy come from? And why, how did I not know? This is so unreal. I didn't even notice it the first round, like the first time that I read it. Yeah, it gets real dark, and then they started. It's like they started like demanding that I attend the parties and things, and I had gone so far, and then I stopped attending parties, and then yeah, and also another weird thing that happened was, okay, so we had a CEO, right? Every company has a CEO, obviously, but uh his mistress contacts my psychic phone line just to tell me of their sharing moments together, and not once. You think twice? Oh, no, three times. Like, yeah, you know this person? Yes. Yeah, I slept with them. Yeah. Yeah, we got to, yeah, we do connect. I'm like, what? Like, you got, and they're telling us like, oh yeah, you can't meet up with any of the clients. You can't like exchange any numbers. It's for your security, for your safety. But he gets a mistress. She gets a mister, not just any mister, CEO, the CEO. Who and then also he was kind of whacked out in the head, and that's another thing, they're kind of wacky in the head. Like one of my managers when I went out there in Hollywood was on actually on crack, and his dentures, it had the crack had eaten away his dentures. He had got a new set of dentures, and that same day, I guess he hit a big one, and it the denture fell out. The piece of the denture, the tooth fell out. And I mean, I'm not shaming. Addiction is a real thing, but I mean, that's my experience. The other part, well, then for the CEO, was okay. Grammarly. Grammarly is respected, right? You download it, and it will help correct. Because we also did chat. Okay, he's like 5'11". In my brain, I think he's like 5'11". He's tall. He's not a little guy, and we were, but his skin looked like he had, like he's also got some, using some stuff because it affects your pores. Well, he was getting worked up because he said, "No, no, we have a." He says, "No, you can't connect your Grammarly to our system. Our system has a inner built a word correct." Well, like Grammarly corrects words and sentences and like your punctuations. Like that's important to me. I love writing. I'm like that means something. I was like, isn't that a good thing? I mean, he was like trying to like back me down. I was like, I could show you if you like. But I was being so respectful. And then he like sent me these weird emails, like do whatever I have to do, to do whatever you have to do to make these people like you. It's like, okay, so I became very busy, so busy that I was giving like opportunities out of this world. I was not running out of business, okay, full on business. I could literally do all kinds of things. I don't want to sound braggy, but that's how I was able to take myself out to London on my birthday, for example. And he was telling me, he was like, well, nobody likes you, and but every time that I would go on in the algorithm, I'm like top one on the first page, number one, and then top one space, and immediately somebody was pulling me up immediately, and and they were clients, of mine. And yeah, I mean, they were trying their best to make me feel bad, but my clients were giving me another story, and I had over 10,000 feedback, right, and also high star markings. So I mean, yeah, it was just yeah, they went dark. I mean, it got real dark and unhealthy. And and what's so interesting is that I would, people say, wow, you look nice. You're having a really great life. I'm like, this is an illusion. This is me keeping up an appearance. But I have a feeling that my job out there in Hollywood, I think they're getting ready to cut me. They're showing me all the signs that they don't really like dealing with me because like they have games, right, where you can kind of play. It's kind of like lottery. You know how like businesses they'll do lotteries, and then there's like a drawing, and then somebody will win. They would not allow me. Like I would, they would send emails back to me in all caps and says, "Don't do that again." Like as in, don't apply to play again. And instead of like saying, "Oh, I think I can get you on to get you in the game," it's still early enough because it was. Which slot do you want? Instead of like helping me, they were just write in all caps. You know what all caps mean? That means they're yelling at you to the top of their lungs, to the top of their lungs. And I had to literally, the second time I addressed it, I said, be respectful, please. There's no need to yell. All caps is a bit much. Just the impression was I thought this was for anyone who wanted to play. If it's not for anyone, please don't send an invitation to my email again. It was pretty much it. Like, back off. So it's like, yeah, we started getting snippy back and forth. I was like, yeah, they don't want none. And my thoughts were, they were Hollywood people wanting to do Hollywood things. I think they're like inspiring actors and entertainers, and it just wasn't hitting. Like, they're working out every day, and I'm like in the lifestyle of what they like. All they want to do is be, take this picture of them, let them be an actor, and they just wasn't getting it. So I think that there was a lot of that. There was a lot of undertone. Like, how are you living? Like, you supposed to, like, they wanted me to like live like I was I'm in a, like, I got wrapped in an Afghan, and I'm like, hello, how you doing? I'm like, why let me arrive to such great success if you can't use it for nothing? You can't go, you can't travel, you can't, like, they ask you, well, okay, where are you at? I mean, like, like they have put a ring on it. Where are you at? Uh, like, what system are you on? Like, the same system that I'm always used to accept the call. I'm just not at home. And so, yeah. Anyway, so that was my experience with the Hollywood side. The entertainment side is beautiful. The Hollywood side, where you get some humans in there, and they, especially if they have addictions, and including all the addictions you can imagine. Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to say the what's the phrase. I don't know how to say it correctly, but what is for me is not for thee. What is for me is not for thee. Yeah, like, I'm like, bro, your mistress is like. Oh, by the way, I met him in person. I could have told him, like, hey, your mistress contacts me. Yeah, I could have, but you know what? Shame on me. I didn't confront him like that. I didn't even. I just was like, why are you, like, saying all this to me? All I could, I was like, yeah, they're gonna snipe me. It certainly isn't to make me a mistress. So I know that doesn't happen to me. That's more like, no, they're planning. They're like, okay, y'all gonna take me out. Y'all try to build up a sacrifice here. I watched Spellbinder. Y'all trying to work me into a sacrifice. Like, y'all trying to do me in, but I didn't get to it. I didn't get done in. I knew it was coming, but it was dark. Do you know what really made it dark? Okay, despite all the things I just said, there's more things, but that's the big ones. Is that when they waited to December 19th. Okay, like when you set up for a job, when I would go in, it was like a reminder. Like months went by right now, and I was safe, and I had calmed down. Because, by the way, I had gotten a job exactly. I was hired exactly on Christmas Day.